Hey folks, Dan again with some thoughts on writing. We continue to lift up and celebrate and investigate great writers, and so we can mimic their style and their cadence and their word choice and their artistry so that we can then become better writers. And so in this series, we're looking at famous writers, and we might look at maybe some not so famous writers, but we'll look at great writing. And but our first three writers have been among the most famous in our modern lifetime, and that has been Stephen King, Sandra Cisneros, and today it's going to be Kate DiCamillo. Kate DiCamillo is, oh, that's my cat, sorry. Kate DiCamillo is one of the top writers, children's writers, writers of youth literature, and she is wonderful. I love all of her books. This book here is my favorite, and it is The Miraculous Journey of Edward Tulane. Many of you know this book. And it's funny, it's one of these books where I read it with my son, and then I liked the book better than he liked the book. And so I've reread it a couple times. I know it's in our schools a lot, and I'm just excited to share with you just a couple of sentences from this book. I would encourage you to read it. It's actually a very short read. And we're going to read two sentences, or two or three sentences. I'm on chapter 8 of this book, and you can follow along with me if you have a copy. Here I'm at the beginning of chapter 8. It goes like this. On land, the old fisherman stopped to light a pipe, and then, with a pipe clenched between his teeth, he walked home, carrying Edward atop his left shoulder as if he were a conquering hero. The fisherman balanced him there, placing a calloused hand at Edward's back. He talked to him in a soft, low voice as they walked. Edward looked at the small town blanketed in dusk, a jumble of buildings huddled together, the ocean stretching out in front of it all, and he thought that he would like anything and anybody that was not at the bottom of the sea. Again, I won't ruin the story for you. I want you to experience it. But we're going to unpack today those couple of few sentences and think about what makes that great writing, right? What could we incorporate in our own writing that we see here from Kate DiCamillo? So now we get to unpack what's so wonderful about that writing. I felt like I wanted to read on. I know you did too. And I encourage you to read the book. It is awesome. But there's a couple things in here that I think we could benefit from thanks to DiCamillo and her wonderful piece of literature here. And it is the noun choice and the verb choice. Throughout writing, all types of writing, and most writing coaches too will tell you that the best of the best writing is built with really specific, compelling, interesting, alluring nouns and verbs. So if we take time out to beef up our nouns and our verbs, our nouns by being more specific, our verbs by being more interesting, our writing will improve. More so even than the other parts of speech like adjectives and adverbs and so forth. And we see that in evidence here from Kate DiCamillo. She talks about the pipe being clenched beneath his teeth. She talks about the small town that Edward looks out upon. He looks out upon this small town blanketed in dusk. A jumble of buildings and the ocean stretching out in front of us, which is also personification. So Kate DiCamillo, I would assume, did not write it that way from the start. I'm assuming she wrote this few paragraphs and then took a second look at it and say, how can I beef up, the writing? It's just not taking an easy verb like ran or jumped. We find better and more interesting verbs and nouns, but in this case, more so verbs, to really beef up the writing and make it more interesting to the reader or the person who's listening to these words playing out in their heads, in their minds. So I hope that helps you. I hope that makes you a better writer. I hope that's something you can take and jump right back into your writing today and try it out. And that's all I have for today. And please join us again as I continue this series. I hope it's helpful to you. It's been fun making them. Thank you for joining us. That's it, folks. That's the end. The video's over. Just hit the subscribe button. Hit the subscribe button. Oh, there you go. You got it. You got it right there. That's it. See how easy that was?